Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. It is a pleasure to have you with me. I hope that you'll take a second and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tons of content, you guys. Really try and make it so that there's something for everybody, depending upon what you've got going on. If you're short on time, if you have plenty of time, if there's a specific part of your body that needs a little extra love, if you're feeling kind of meh, out of sorts, if your tummy's upset, like literally everything. So I'm trying to get in to just help this world be a healthier, happier place to be for you and for everybody in it. So that's the goal. So today we are going to focus on the hips. So sciatic nerves, piriformis syndrome, if you have really, really tight hips, this can be a super good class. So, but know your limitations, know what feels good, know what's too far. So there is too much of a good thing, right? So maybe you do 10 minutes, maybe you do 5 minutes, maybe you do the whole thing. So take care of yourself, do what feels good. If in your gut, in your head, you're like, I don't know if this is a great place for me to be today, listen to that, come out of it, modify it, whatever you need to do, all right? Okay, my friends. So let's come to butterfly. Soles of the feet come together, and we're going to sit up nice and tall. Anywhere your hands want to be along your legs, and feet can be out and away from you, or you can pull them in tight, and we're just going to sit up nice and tall. I want you to relax through those hips. Let those knees open. I want you to use your hands to kind of prop yourself up to sit even taller. Close your eyes and just breathe. Big, full, deep breaths. Where are you holding tension? Can you let it go? Bringing the hands towards the ankles, and we're going to slowly hinge forward, opening the elbows out wide, allowing the elbows to just kind of come along the insides of the shins or the knees. Now you're going to feel a roundness through your back. That's okay. I want you to just press through those elbows, opening up those knees, and let your head gently fall down towards the floor. A little tuck of your chin towards your chest. Feels good. Hopefully it feels good for you too. Starting at the tailbone, slowly we roll it up, one vertebra at a time. Sitting up nice and tall. Beautiful. Let's turn, and we're going to use our mat as our guide here, and we're going to open up those feet about the width of our mat, bringing the hands to the tops of your feet and just round it forward. Similar to what we just did in our butterfly, only those legs are out wide and those knees are pointing towards the sky this time. And we're just going to let that upper body come forward. Now, if it feels right for you, go ahead and bring your hands in towards the center of the legs and see if you can get your elbows and forearms to the mat, a little tuck of your chin. Feel how that opens up through your back a little bit. Feels good. If you like, reach your hands underneath the legs, wrap your hands to the tops of your feet, use the strength of your arms to pull that upper body a little deeper into the stretch. Gently releasing the arms, rolling up one vertebra at a time. So you sit up nice and tall. Let's lean back onto those hands, and we're going to cross that right ankle over the left knee. Hands can be in whatever position feels okay to you. And we're just going to lift the chest a little bit. Drawing the tummy and chest towards your legs is just going to deepen that stretch through that right hip. Core is strong. Now we're going to slowly take both legs to the left. Can you tap that right sole of the foot to the floor? If it doesn't quite find the floor, it's okay. And then bring it back to center. And now we're going to roll it to the right. Can you bring your right knee to the mat? If it doesn't touch the floor, it's okay. So your range of motion, and we're going to take this kind of at your own pace, slow and steady. So nothing super crazy fast, okay? Breathe. Nice. And take it back one more time each side. And then we're going to do the same thing on that left side. One more time to the right. You notice that little glute massage? Pretty nice as you rock back side to side. Releasing that right foot, crossing the left. Go ahead and prop yourself up, coming up out of those shoulders so that you don't lose your neck. Just nice and tall. So that right foot can come out and away from you as far as you need it to. Core is strong, but we're lifting the tummy and chest towards those legs, just closing that gap. And then we slowly lower both knees to the right. Can you touch the sole of your foot? Maybe it's easier on this side. Maybe it's more challenging. Breathe. Back to center we go. And to the left. Can you touch your knee? And back through center we go. Once again to the right. You can tuck your chin. Just make sure that you're not settling down into those shoulders, that you're staying up nice and tall. But you can tuck that chin. That's just a really nice neck stretch. And we roll it back. Once again, taking it to the left. One more time each side. Breathe. And back to center we go. Extending left leg out, crossing that right foot up and over. We wrap the crook of that left elbow around the knee, pulling it in nice and tight. Sit up as tall as you can sit. Extend right arm out, lift it high. I want you to feel that length in your spine. Keep that length in the spine and release that hand behind you. Use it to prop you up even taller, and turn and take your gaze out over that right shoulder. Little tuck of your chin down towards that right collarbone. Just breathe. Releasing right arm back, circle it up and over, releasing that rotation, and let's take it to the other side. Right leg extends out, left leg crosses. We wrap the crook of that right elbow around the knee, pull it in as tightly as you can, sit up as tall as you can, add a flex of that right foot, extend left arm out, lift it high, keep that length in the spine, and circle that left arm around behind you. Use that hand to prop you up as tall as you can sit, turning and taking your gaze out over that back shoulder, and a little tuck of your chin down towards that left collarbone. Breathe. Extending left arm out, circle it around, and turning back to face front. Let's pull that left foot in, and we're going to sweep those feet around and come up onto all fours. To a tabletop position. Hands are shoulder width, knees are hip width. We're going to cross that right leg up and over the left. We're going to bring those knees just as tightly together as we can get them and open up our feet behind us. A giant step forward with each hand, and then press through the palms of the hands, reach those sit bones back. Let your head be heavy. So we're going to create space for that sciatic nerve so it's not being pinched, it's not being irritated. Stretching that piriformis, giving it some love without irritating it. So again, there can be too much of a good thing. So we want to do the work. We want to stretch, we want to work, but we don't want to overdo. So just really be mindful and be kind. Inhale, lift just slightly, pull those hands back underneath those shoulders, uncross the right leg, and let's take it to the other side. Left leg crosses up and over, knees come tightly together. We open up those feet behind us, walk those hands forward, and give a push. Pushing those sit bones back. I want you to notice there's this tendency to kind of lean to the right. I want you to center it and press those sit bones straight back. Keeping that pelvis in alignment, square, just to wherever it feels good to you. Chin, cheek, or forehead to the mat. And just breathe what you feel and where. Inhaling it back up, pull those hands back underneath your shoulders and uncrisscross those legs. Let's sit it back to child's pose. Find your breath, check it in. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands to the left and reach through your right fingertips, pressing your hips to the right to release the weight of the upper body down. So nice. Stretching that piriformis on that right side. Opening up through the hip. Inhale, lifting slightly. Walk your hands to the right. Reach through those left fingertips. Press your hips to the left. Release the weight of the upper body down. Inhale, lift just slightly. Walk your hands back through center. Extend those arms out nice and long. Hands shoulder width apart. Spread your fingers wide. We're going to inhale up to a modified plank and draw that right knee. Slide it through to pigeon. Now we can keep the hands forward just a little bit, leaning into those hands, those shoulders. I just want you to make sure that you haven't lost your neck again, that you're staying tall. If it feels okay to you, sit up. If you're like, wow, it's better to be down, be down. Find your breath, and let's just gently rock it side to side, just a couple times. And if that rocking isn't good for you, don't do it. And we come back to center. Go ahead and walk those hands forward. We're going to come down onto our forearms, stacking those forearms, resting your hands on the forearms, and then just slowly, gently release the forehead towards the mat. So those shoulders are there to help support us. We're lifting out of those shoulders. We're not collapsed all the way down. I want you to inhale. I want you to squeeze every muscle in that lower body. And then let yourself sink. Breathe. Now let's open those hands and slide them out. Releasing the weight of the upper body down. If you're like, wow, I really needed that support, this doesn't feel very good, you just come back with that support. And let's slowly walk those hands back up. Hand on either side of the knee. Tuck the toes. Slide that right leg back. Tuck the toes. Slide that left knee in. Untuck the toes. Bringing the hands forward just slightly, allowing yourself to find your pigeon pose. If it feels good to you, you come on up. If it's a little too tight for those hip flexors or your lower back is not in love with pigeon pose with the chest tall, just bring your hands forward. Breathe. Just make sure that you haven't lost your neck, that you haven't sunk into those shoulders. Stay tall. Keep that neck nice and long. Let's just gently rock a couple times. Left to right. Just a couple. Just checking in. Seeing how your body's doing. Coming back to center. And let's go ahead. Walk the hands out. Come down onto your forearms. And then we're going to cross the forearms. Stack them. Make a little equal sign. And then rest your hands on the forearms. Releasing the weight of the head down. So we've got support through the shoulders and the elbows. Take a big breath in and squeeze every muscle in that lower body. You might feel that left sit bone lift off the mat. That's fine. And then gently release it down. Find your breath. So as we check in, are we able to let go of that left hip a little bit? The tension we're holding, the guard that's there. You can keep the support, or we lift the head, open those arms, and slide it out to sleeping pigeon. Big, full, deep breaths. And let's slowly walk the hands back up. Let's sweep that right foot around. Once again, extending both legs out in front. Let's bend the knees, bringing the feet about hip width apart, arms extended out, and just slowly roll yourself back. Just a nice neutral spine, belly button drawn in. And release. Hands down by your sides, pulling those feet in by your bottom, crossing that right foot above the left knee, pulling the knees in, reaching that right hand through your little window, interlace your fingers behind that left thigh and pull the knees in. Draw those shoulders down and away. So just using the strength of the arms to pull those legs in as much as feels good to you. This feels amazing. Some days it feels better than others, as does every stretch. So don't be surprised on some days where you're like, I thought I loved this pose. And you come into it on that particular day. Don't judge, don't criticize, it's all good. Extending that left leg if you like, and flex your foot. Now we're going to keep that foot flexed and just really engage those toes. I want you to pull your toes back towards your foot. Squinchy, squinchy. And release. Flex. And squinch them. And flex them. And squinch them. And point them. And flex. Open up those toes. Flex your foot. And point. And flex. Bend the knee. Gently release your hands. Oh, let that left foot come to rest. Right foot come to rest. Left foot crosses above the right knee, and we pull those knees in, reaching that left hand through the little window. Interlace your fingers behind that right thigh. Use the strength of your arms to pull those legs in, nestling those shoulder blades down against the earth. You can close your eyes. Just focus on what you're feeling. Feels good to you? Extend your leg and flex your foot. Breathe. Get great stretch on the back of the leg. Now keep that foot flexed and just squint your toes. So draw the base of your toes back towards the sole of your foot and then open and squinch. And open, so we're isolating it just on that right foot. And squinch. And open and squinch. Now point. And flex. Go ahead and relax those toes. Pull them back. And point. And flex. And bending that right knee. Nice job. Releasing your hands. Right foot comes to the earth. Left foot comes to the earth. We're going to open up those feet just a little bit wider than the width of your mat. Hands resting on your hips. We're going to do our best to keep our pelvis level. And we're going to draw that right knee in. Instep of that right foot, inside of that right knee, inner thigh working down towards the mat, just using the strength of that right leg to draw the knee down. Breathe, making sure that there's no pain. This should feel really good all through that hip joint, across the quadricep, into that right side of the lower back. And we're going to slowly lift that right knee, and we're going to heel toe that right foot inward, and we're going to let that right knee open out to the side, just the right knee, so that left knee stays very static, just where it was. So you can adjust wherever that right foot needs to be, where you just feel this really nice stretch and openness through the pelvis and through the hip. And gently release, pull that right foot back out to the outside of your mat, and we draw that left knee in. Working again to keep that pelvis level. That left hip is going to try and pull and lift the pelvis out of alignment. I want you to keep it flat as best you can. And breathe. How does it feel differently on this side? It probably does. It definitely does for me too. Intensity is about the same, but it feels a little different for me. So just notice. It's learning about yourself, right? About where our limitations are, where we hold our guard. Maybe we have an old injury or a new one, hopefully not a new one, and hopefully working through the old one. But whatever it is, you guys, it's just part of our journey. Own it, learn, do what's right for it. Be kind, and gently lifting that left knee. Now we're going to heel toe that left foot in, and again that right knee is just going to stay steady right where it is, and we're going to let that left knee fall open. Finding your breath. Slow it down. And gently pulling that left knee back in. Pulling the right foot in, feet are hip width apart, and we're going to pull the knees in towards the chest, just into a nice tight little ball. Lifting the upper body, using the strength of the arms to pull that upper body in. Extending your legs and slowly releasing the upper body down. Add a flex of your feet. Use the strength of the arms to pull those legs in. Find your breath. Relax your jaw, open your eyes. And gently release, bending those knees, extending the arms out to a T. Extending your left leg out and allow it to come to rest. Left hand to the outside of the right knee and pull your leg across your body. We do our best to keep both shoulders on the mat and turn and take your gaze out over that right arm. Close your eyes and breathe. Big, full, deep breaths. Releasing that left hand, rolling back to center, extending right leg to the sky, point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip, and slowly lower your leg down. As that right leg comes to rest, pull that left knee in, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders against the earth, turn and take your gaze out over that left arm. Close your eyes. Breathe. Releasing that right hand, rolling back to center. Extending left leg to the sky, point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip, and slowly lower your leg down. And allow it to come to rest. Hands turn down by your sides, palms open to the sky. We close our eyes and we get rid of all the wiggles and make whatever adjustments we need to make. We begin at the crown of our head, softening the scalp. Calming, soothing energy, moving from the forehead, through the eyes, to the ears, to the jaw, down through the neck, shoulders, through the torso, down to the belly, down the arms to the tips of the fingers, into the pelvis, the hips, the legs, and all the way down to the tips of the toes. Calming, soothing energy. The pads of our toes, the soles of our feet, the arches of our feet, our heels, all the way up through the shins, the calves, the knees, moving up through the thighs and into the hips, the glutes, the lower back. A sense of peace and calm in the belly. Up through the rib cage into the lungs. Love and kindness to the heart, through the shoulders, from the tips of the fingers all the way up the arms to the base of the neck, to the base of the head. Once again, the jaw, the ears, the eyes, the forehead. A calming energy in the mind. Feeling grounded, centered, calm and at ease. Safe and confident, aware and loving. We begin to wiggle our fingers, our toes. Extend the arms overhead and reach those fingertips. Point those toes. Oh, just reach as far as you can reach in both directions. And then gently sweep the arms down by your sides, pulling your knees in one at a time, hands behind your thighs, rocking yourself up, or come to one side and support yourself up with your hands. We come to a seated position, sitting up nice and tall, resting the hands comfortably in your lap. Sit tall. Those eyes softly closed, jaw relaxed. A sense of calm. We take a moment with a huge sense of gratitude, thanking the mind and body for allowing us to take this journey today, for sending healing energy into the hips, the glutes, the legs, the lower back, helping to heal, to let go of the symptoms, to repair. Let's gently open those eyes. Take a big breath in, reach to the sky. And exhale, pull the hands to heart center. I hope you're feeling fantastic, and I hope the effects of this wonderful session help carry you through the day and beyond. Just know that I am sending positive energy out your way, and I really, truly do hope that you are feeling fantastic, that the healing is on its way if it's not already arrived. Be well. Take care. And until the next time, namaste.